In the land of Magic Realm, all people possess the ability to use magic. They bear dark marks on their faces, a sign of God's bestowed gift. Regro Bernadette resides in a forest with his somewhat naive son Mash, who lacks the ability to perform magic. Aware of the prejudice against the unmarked, those without the magical mark, Regro raises Mash in seclusion. Instead of teaching him magic, Regro focuses on developing Mash's physical prowess, granting him extraordinary strength and agility. Despite Regro's warnings, Mash ventures into the city to satisfy his craving for cream puffs. His lack of magical mark draws attention, and his interactions with the police officers Terry and his superior Brad turn sour. The officers attempt to arrest Mash, as the unmarked are considered dangerous and are despised by magical society. Regro, who discovered Mash abandoned as a baby, adamantly refuses to surrender him. Mash, using his incredible strength, manages to overpower Brad, deflecting the spells cast at him effortlessly. Brad proposes a deal. Mash must enroll in the Magic Academy and graduate as the top student, earning the prestigious title of Divine Visionary to prove his acceptance by God. If he fails, Brad threatens to report Mash to the authorities, condemning them to a life of persecution. And to protect his father, Mash reluctantly agrees to attend the academy. Brad provides Mash with a counterfeit mark so he can take the entrance exam at Easton Academy. Examiner Claude harbors a dislike for Mash, confusing his absent-mindedness with laziness. Despite Claude's skepticism, Mash impresses during the magical demonstrations by showcasing his ability to lift boulders and run on water without resorting to spells. In the final test, applicants must navigate a maze filled with traps. Mash encounters Lemon, a timid girl who intentionally tries to hinder Mash's progress. However, when Lemon faces a monster, Mash comes to her rescue, offering comfort before breaking through the maze walls to escape. Lemon, misunderstanding Mash's kindness, believes he has proposed marriage to her. She reveals that Claude exploited her poverty to coerce her into sabotaging Mash. Headmaster Wahlberg reprimands Claude for his actions, and tests Mash's determination by falsely suggesting that Regro's life is at stake if Mash fails. Mash sacrifices himself to save Regro, successfully passing the exam. He meets his roommate, Finn, who is cautious of Mash's peculiar behavior, but offers helpful advice to become a divine visionary. Mash must accumulate the most reward coins by excelling in exams, research projects, club activities, and garnering popularity among classmates. Mash attracts the attention of Lloyd, a bully known for tormenting his classmates because of his father's powerful position in the Bureau of Magic and his close ties with Easton's vice principal, Farman. Lloyd vandalizes Mash's belongings in secret while continuing his bullying, but Mash remains unfazed, which only fuels Lloyd's frustration. Finn, coerced by Lloyd to vandalize Mash's belongings, refuses to participate further and suffers a beating from Lloyd as a result. In defense of Finn, Mash intervenes by forcefully restraining Lloyd, causing him to hit the floor. Farman, siding with Lloyd, expels Mash from the school. Unfazed by the punishment, Mash retaliates by burying Farman in a hole, asserting his ability to do so whenever he pleases, immune to magical intervention. The Bureau of Magic insists on Mash's expulsion, but Wahlberg, weary of individuals like Lloyd manipulating government and society, shields Mash from expulsion. Instead, he offers Mash his unwavering support in his pursuit of becoming a divine visionary through legitimate means. Mash's victory over Lloyd earns him popularity among his peers, prompting the pushy student Tom to recruit him for the Duelo team, a popular sport played on flying broomsticks that rewards coins for winning matches. However, Mash faces a dilemma as he cannot use magic to fly. During a match, Tom, the team captain, is fouled by the opposing team's captain. Enraged, Mash reacts by pretending to fly, spinning his legs like helicopter blades, and unleashing a curveball so strong it returns to him like a boomerang. This incredible move earns Mash a record-breaking 999 points and a silver coin. However, he decides to leave the team afterward. Classmate Lance Crown captures Finn, Tom, and Lemon in a small bottle to coerce Mash into a duel, betting silver coins on the outcome. Lance boasts superior magical strength with 2 marks on his face. Despite Mash's efforts, Lance overwhelms him with gravity magic. However, Mash retaliates by shattering the ground beneath them, causing Lance to stumble and drop a picture of his sister, Anna. Learning of Anna's plight, her magic dwindling, making her vulnerable to Bureau execution as an unmarked, Mash realizes Lance's desperation. Lance is determined to become a divine visionary, to protect Anna, even if it means taking coins from others. Mash's swift actions with super speed convince Lance of the value of friendship, akin to how Lance values his sister. Lance concedes defeat and rewards Mash with a silver coin. Reflecting on the encounter, Mash wonders if he could have won in a fair fight against Lance. The academy divides students into 3 dormitories based on their traits: Adler for bravery, Orca for intelligence, and Lang for ambition. Mash, Finn, and Lance are all members of Adler Dormitory. Lance discovers that Mash and Finn haven't completed their potions homework and, not wanting them to embarrass Adler, offers to assist them. They begin by calming screaming mandrake plants using sleep magic, although Mash opts for a more direct approach, and knocks them out with a slap. Strangely, Mash's potions always turn into cream puffs. Members of Lang dormitory plan to steal coins from Adler students during an off-campus forest class. Dot, a strong but dim Adler student, becomes jealous when Lemon pays attention to Mash instead of him. During the forest class, students are tasked with exterminating forest scorpions for coins. Silva, a student from Lang dormitory, tries to provoke Mash, while Dot rescues a girl named Lauren from an attacker. However, Lauren turns out to be manipulative and can control men who are attracted to her. She becomes angry when Mash remains unaffected due to his lack of interest in her. Despite this, she sends Dot to fight Silva. Meanwhile, Lance, Finn, and Lemon wonder how Mash is faring. Silva manages to defeat Dot, boasting about his victory, but accidentally causes Mash to drop his beloved cream puff. Silva proposes a challenge. If Dot withstands 10 hits from his iron magic, he'll leave Lauren alone. Surprisingly, Dot endures all 10 strikes. However, Lauren confesses she was working with Silva all along. Mash steps forward to accept the challenge and avenge his ruined cream puff. Silva agrees, but Mash crushes his iron magic into dust and delivers 2 powerful punches. Calmly, Mash informs Silva that he has 8 more punches coming under the 10-hit rule. Silva panics and hopes a forest scorpion will finish Mash off, but Mash easily brushes it aside. Silva gives up, and Lauren attempts a final seduction, only to receive a suplex from Mash. Dot reluctantly thanks Mash and resumes their rivalry. Lance informs Mash about Lang's hidden leaders, Maga Lupus, a group of noble students fixated on stealing coins to maintain their privileged status. With a coin from Silva and 2 from the scorpion, Mash's 5 silvers combine into 1 gold. Lance advises him to steer clear of Lang. Abel, leader of Maga Lupus, punishes Silva by turning him into a doll. Ignoring Lance's warning, Mash stumbles into Maga Lupus headquarters and bluntly questions why Abel is conversing with a doll. Abel desires to reinstate a survival of the fittest mindset, because he believes equality for all hinders the progress of strong individuals. He utilizes his dolls to steal Mash's gold coin. Mash learns that cutting the strings of the dolls transforms them back into humans, freeing Silva. Abel is astonished when Mash swiftly replaces the stolen coin with a button using sleight of hand. Silva is puzzled by Mash's act of saving him out of mere righteousness. Lemon discloses that Adler possesses the only gold coin, while Lang possesses 15. Later, Mash and Lance encounter members of Maga Lupus, 6th Magic Fang Adler, who morphs into a shark, and 7th Magic Fang Answer, who commands a magical shuriken. They wager gold coins on the outcome of their battle. Mash confronts Adler in an underwater realm. Meanwhile, Lance defeats Answer and his shuriken using gravity magic. Mash achieves speeds of over 10 km per hour underwater, and incapacitates Adler. Lance seizes their gold coin before they are confronted by 2nd Magic Fang Abyss, a masked Maga Lupus member who nullifies spells and moves faster than Mash can react. As they depart, Abyss realizes Mash has managed to damage his mask, and wonders if Mash is as exceptional as he is. Lance suggests launching an attack on Lang dormitory, despite the strict secrecy surrounding dorm locations. Tom and several other students endure a terrifying nightmare of being trapped and wake up drained of most of their magic. Lemon gives Mash a handmade cream puff plush toy as a good luck charm. Lance is convinced that Maga Lupus is behind the incidents. He, Mash, Finn, and Dot patrol the school grounds overnight and discover Lemon transformed into one of Abel's dolls. They trail her to a hidden door, and despite Lance and Dot's failed attempts to open it magically, Mash simply tears it off its hinges. Inside, they find an underground arena where a Lang student named Shun Getsuku challenges them to a duel under the orders of Maga's 3rd Fang. Dot volunteers to duel. Headmaster Wahlberg receives a warning from the Bureau of Magic about 6 death row prisoners who recently escaped, aided by Innocent Zero. Dot emerges victorious in his duel, but a spell separates the 4 friends to weaken them. Lance confronts 3rd Fang Worth, while Finn and Dot team up against 5th Fang Love and 4th Fang Milo. Nash faces Abyss, who realizes Mash lacks magic but empathizes with him, as Abyss's ability to nullify spells is similarly scorned by magical society. Worth, skilled in mud magic, invites Lance to join Maga Lupus, promising him greater strength than Adler could provide. Lance declines, viewing Worth as weak for relying on others. Worth summons a mud demon named Mudero. Lance, realizing the absorbing properties of Worth's mud, manipulates gravity to disintegrate Mudero. Although defeated, Lance admires Worth's dedication to training. Abyss injures Mash multiple times and reveals that her relic is draining Lemon's magic. In 30 minutes, she will lose her magic permanently. Abyss impales Mash, but Mash tightens his stomach muscles to prevent the sword from being removed and retaliates by headbutting Abyss, shattering his mask to reveal his evil eye, a power detested by Magic Society for its ability to nullify magic. Abyss casts a spell to slow down Mash's movements. Mash strikes the ground, restricting Abyss's mobility, and defeats him with a German suplex. Abyss loads his evil eye, which led his parents to attempt to kill him. All he has now is loyalty to Abel. Mash offers friendship, as he finds the evil eye non-threatening. Despite Abyss's certainty that Mash will eventually grow to hate him, Mash disagrees. He warns Mash that he hasn't witnessed Abel's true power yet. Determined to confront Abel and share cream puffs with Abyss afterward, Mash resolves to defeat Abel regardless. An Adler dorm leader follows instructions from a note and discovers a hidden door. Love, a tornado magic user plagued by emotional instability, becomes jealous of Dot when he claims to be engaged to Lemon. Dot tries to steal Love's wand by creating a smokescreen but gets ensnared in a tornado. Love discloses that Milo has set a trap on the hidden door. Unless they defeat Milo within 30 minutes, Mash will turn to stone. Dot recalls his sister's advice about fighting back, especially to protect a friend. He breaks free from the tornado, revealing a warding cross called Aerocruise under his headband, granting him the ability to amplify his magic power based on his emotions. Love becomes terrified of Dot's overwhelming power and surrenders. Milo, a talented stone magic user, is swiftly defeated by the Adler leader, Divine Visionary Rain Ames, who wields sword magic and happens to be Finn's older brother. Love escapes while Rain encounters Mash and realizes that Mash is the student Wahlberg had entrusted him to trust. Rain warns Mash about Abel but also informs him that if he defeats Abel and reclaims all the stolen coins, Mash will immediately become a candidate for the newest Divine Visionary. Rain proceeds with his own mission as Mash finally confronts Abel. Abel seizes control of Mash, intending to force him to harm himself, but Mash breaks free from the magic strings. Abel then summons a doll version of Finn, thinking Mash won't harm a friend, but Mash uses his curveball technique to snap the strings holding the doll. Despite Abel's efforts, Mash lands a kick on Abel's face, but Abel retaliates by transforming Mash into a doll. As Abel attempts to take Mash's coin, he finds only a cream puff, followed by the doll version of Mash punching him, driven by self-preservation instincts that override the magic, restoring Mash to normal. Angered, Abel summons his strongest doll, Harm Puppet, but Mash destroys the doll, breaks its strings, and smashes Abel's head into the floor. Abel reflects on his mother's kindness, which was cut short when a commoner killed her simply for being noble. This event solidified Abel's belief that the weak deserve exploitation. Nevertheless, he acknowledges Mash's victory, surrenders his coins, and releases all the students he had turned into dolls, including Finn, Lemon, and Dot, but Lance remains missing. Meanwhile, Rain discovers that Lance is actually a member of Innocent Zero in disguise, searching the school for something. As Abel has failed to find it, Rain rushes to confront Abel, leaving Rain to confront a cannibalistic serial killer named Jean-Pierre. The mage from Innocent Zero arrives to confront Abel. Lash accidentally covers him in cream due to a poorly timed sneeze, leaving everyone baffled. The mage realizes, with some disdain, that Mash is his target. Abyss nearly loses his life while saving Abel, but Mash's well-aimed rock throws off the mage's attack using carbon magic. Abel is puzzled by Abyss's act of valor. Mash suggests that Abyss likely feels grateful for Abel's acceptance when no one else did. Abel recalls his mother's teachings about empathy, and distracts the mage, allowing Mash to attempt a punch, only to find the mage's skin protected by indestructible carbon. Refusing to believe Mash relies solely on physical strength, the mage taunts him with a spell flexion mirror to reflect Mash's spells, but Mash smashes it effortlessly. This inadvertently exposes Mash's secret. He lacks magical abilities and relies only on physical strength since joining the academy. The mage, revealing himself as Selwar, teleports away. Abel takes Abyss to the infirmary for treatment. Mash's friends decide to keep his secret, but they realize that Abel's former dolls, now restored to human form, overheard everything, exposing Mash's secret. Cell reports to his father that he has finally located Mash. And this is all for this video. Make sure to subscribe if you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one.